This is
coming.
worse than last. This is worse than last time.
Help me, Tom.
None of these choices are fixing anything. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. My name is Dan Chaos, and welcome to Ken Follett's The Pillars of the Earth. At least I think it's Ken Follett. Could be Ken Follet, like fish fillet. Could be French. So they like to throw in unnecessary letters. The basis of this game is it's set in the distant past. It's got kind of a European flair to it. I don't know much about it. I thought the art style looked very interesting, and it had essence of visual novel about it, so it's probably pretty story heavy. And I'm just going to go off of that. So please come along on this interesting adventure. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, because YouTube won't notice me unless you do. Not sure how long a chapter is, but there's 3 different books. Probably water, earth, and fire, if I'm going to just take a stab at it. But we're going with book 1, From the Ashes. So it looks like we're going to be moving through time. Oh, through ages. Through the history of this town. Let's begin. 11:35. Is that AM or PM? AD or BC? Oh. Look at this. I mean, I know you are, but look at this. This is gorgeous. My gosh, guys, we're in a movie. We're playing a movie. This isn't a game. This is a movie. Oh, this is so cool.
This should do. How do you feel?
Can't complain. After all, there's a cozy tree in my back.
I promise, this will be the last fire. After tonight, it won't be trees anymore, but walls and a roof. In Shiring, I will find a job.
What if the bishop wants to hire you for life? To keep his palace in shape, but maybe strengthen the town's defenses. Plain things, Tom Builder. Just walls and roofs.
There. Took me a lifetime to find some dry ones in this wet. Why didn't we just use your staff? That old thing would have done nicely.
Because that thing is precious. It's not made to burn.
Already don't like you.
And we might be able to sell it.
Complaining too much.
Right, now let's see if this does the trick.
Make a fire. I will, but I immediately gotta find out if there are subtitles. Bingo. I already made this mistake in Indigo Prophecy. I didn't find the subtitles until I finished the whole game.
Yeah, should be dry enough.
I told you.
That's an interesting place to put a subtitle. But that makes sense. If it's not on the bottom, it's not a sub. What's the opposite of sub? Above?
Hurry up, I'm freezing.
I'm sorry. I was trying to make a joke, probably. An above title. There you go. I'm working.
Oh, come closer, dear. I'll keep you warm.
Oh, it's okay, family. The frame rate is not very smooth on the character animation, but it's
What's
so
the
well
matter?
drawn.
Just use the Flintstones, Tom.
The Flintstones? Yabba Dabba Doo? Sorry, there's no time to talk. Let's see what else I can do here. Gotta save my family. So well drawn that the sort of half frame rate is fine.
Martha, you want to cut up some turnips? We'll be making soup.
If it helps.
Aw.
Alfred, you go and look for water.
We could just eat snow.
No, it'll be proper water for my family. You sit, I'll take care of it.
What?
You still haven't answered my question, Tom Builder. What if the bishop offered you a job like they did in Exeter? Something that is beneath your craft, but pays for a lifetime. Easy work.
Well, building something is never easy.
You know what I mean. After Exeter, you said I could create something that matters, something that stands for eternity, or I could die setting up houses and sheds. But what if houses and sheds would feed your family? Would you stay this time, or would you keep on looking?
Oh. I definitely would... this feels more like the character.
You know I could do so much more.
You said the same thing then, and look where it brought us. Just promise me you'll think about it.
Why do I need to go? We have a butler. Alfred, chop chop, go get water. I need to find some proper water for my family. You just collected a clue. Clues work like items. Use them on characters to talk about them,
Maybe
and
we
use
can
them on
sell the
objects to
baby.
ponder how the clue and the object
I'm
might be
joking.
connected.
Don't listen to me.
Why would you... I just now grasped that. Alfred said sell the baby. Wait, how much can we get? Okay, so I could equip it to talk to people.
Stupid snow. Why did it have to come down just now?
There's a full range of
Never
motion.
left.
Alfred.
What? Aren't you supposed to get water? I am not keen on eating rotten leaves tonight.
Alfred!
Let it slide. He's just cold.
Don't mind him, dear. Boys must act tough if they want to get by.
Is that so?
The boys will be boys thing, I guess. Okay, there's a decent range of motion. Back and forth, left and right. Got it. I like that his surname is his occupation, builder. Is that my staff?
Can you see the sun yet?
No, but Martha.
Don't distract me. I'm working.
Tom's Nomen.
Hungry?
Oh!
I'm fine.
Tom received his mason's tool as a farewell gift in Exeter, 1125. He used it to lay the groundwork for new buildings. His shadow could tell time and point out the east, the direction a church must always face. Exeter was Tom's first time working on a cathedral, and initially it was like any other job. His master builder often scolded him for not working up to standard, but soon Tom began to understand the importance of proportion, the symbolism of numbers, and the almost magical formulas for solid structures. The staff reminds him of his dream to one day build a perfect cathedral from the ground up. Yeah, he's definitely got that artist in him, as any handyman should. Okay, I'm gonna get away from y'all, not because I don't love you, but because I'm trying to talk and you're also trying to talk. This way.
Aren't you forgetting something? Or are you planning to carry the water with your bare hands?
Yes, Mum. You're the better half. You're smarter. What am I supposed to...
I like Salisbury. I wish we had stayed.
They had no work for your father.
So what? I can work.
You're a mason, just like Tom. If he can't find work, you can't either.
True. Book it! We done? Yeah, she's definitely the better half. Reminded me that I can't go collect water without a frickin' bucket. Man, I like this environment. I mean, not just the way it's drawn, but, you know, snow and games is the best. A frozen bottle of water. They deserve better than this. It's Popsicle. Pops? Bring him back a sickle, Pops.
Houses and sheds.
That's neither. Is that your form of cursing? Oh, houses and
Walls
sheds.
and roofs.
Walls and roofs. Oh no, you're just commenting on your life. Ah, crap.
Harder, Tom. Harder.
Stupid crows! They're everywhere.
I could do so much better.
I know. I already get your gist. You want to build something that'll last, stand the test of time.
By God.
For God.
But I have to feed my family.
Delicious. Ah.
Mom, what's keeping you?
Very interesting. That should do it. But I could have gone much further. Boil the water. Fry up a bird. Fried bird.
Shoot.
I'm okay with that.
Beautiful.
You thinking about, like, turning that stone into something? Or do you just, admire Stonehenge?
Nah, no getting through there.
Yeah, I know I have the water, but I want to take this time to look around. Plus, my family's annoying. Yeah, granite. Make for a lovely building. I like that once I think about something. Yeah. Once you think about something enough, you sort of just knows. Hello, dear. Agnes, have you had the baby yet? I'd hate to have missed the third one. That's the charm, right? Yeah, I'm just going to let their thoughts be their thoughts. I'm not going to read all of that. It's way too much. How are
Here,
you?
Water for your turnips.
Hooray! You can put it on the fire.
Yes, I can. I knew that. I'm not a dunderhead. I'm a mason. A Freemason. For now. Oh, well, I was just getting roasty toasty. Don't mind me. This and this. I'm getting used to the button layout. A watched pot never boils.
And did you think about what I asked you?
For you, dearest.
Dreaming of building a cathedral was foolish. When we get to Shiring, I'll take the job.
Why is a cathedral so special?
Well, you've seen a few. You should know.
Yes, but there are so many already. Why do you have to build another one? Is it because God needs more houses?
May I?
If you must.
Well,
I should know this! Which is... Okay, it's walls.
actually, a cathedral isn't so different from any other house. It always starts simple, with some walls.
And on top of that, you put a roof.
Very good. A roof to keep off the rain, and walls to keep up the roof. Together that makes one big, long, but dark room. Like a cave.
Gotta admire a guy who has a dream. Put in windows or... I don't know what a porticus is. I do know that when lightning rods were invented by Benjamin Franklin, and he put them on churches, they complained, saying that you were going against God, because when another church was struck by lightning, that's how you know that they were not just enough. However, he argued that we put walls and roofs against rain, which is also going against God, so the same should be true of a lightning rod. And that is why a whole lot of churches are not burned to the ground today. Let's go with windows.
So of course you may want some light coming in.
Windows.
Right. So the people inside can see what they're doing.
I think you forgot something. People can't get in if there are only walls.
Okay, a porticus is not a porta potty, is it? Or is it a door? I don't know.
Right. That's why we mustn't forget the doors. And not only doors, but a big and impressive one to let in as many people as possible. By now, we've carved quite a few holes in our cathedral. Unfortunately, not every building can carry a roof like that and have so many windows.
So what do we do?
Good and solid work. That's what we do. If we don't want our cave to collapse, we have to make everything perfect. Not only strong, but consistent and perfectly even. The walls, the roof, the windows, everything perfectly proportioned.
You shouldn't say big words like proportioned when talking to a child.
What does it mean?
It means beauty. Well, it means not only will it keep them dry.
You gotta say big words for the kids. Learn big words. You can awe at many things that aren't built, like mountains and sky. So I'm gonna say hope.
It will give them hope. Agnes?
Uh-oh.
Mama?
You wanted water. You're about to get it. What? That ain't great. I don't know nothing about birthing no babies.
The baby is coming.
About your eyes, children.
But it's not due. Have your waters broken yet?
Soon after we started walking this morning.
Darn it, woman.
You should have told me.
I'm so tired. I don't believe I can bring it into the world.
Oh.
Oh, look at all the blood.
Yeah, that ain't great. You're not helping, children. They're almost as scared as I am. Yeah, they are.
Children? Martha?
Go.
Collect some reeds and make me 2 lengths of string, each big enough for a necklace.
What for?
You'll see.
What about me?
Warm water.
Get more water. Take snow if you must and make it warm.
Right.
Glad you're acting like you know what you're doing, because I don't. Yeah, keep her warm.
Let me cover you.
I'm so worried. Okay. What can I do to help?
Right, what can I do to help?
Stay with me.
Well, that's a given. Look around. I don't think there's anything to look at. Okay, once upon a time.
Remember when Martha was born and the Lady Isabella acted as midwife?
You were building a chapel, and you asked her to send her maid to fetch the midwife from the village.
Yeah, and she said, that drunken old witch won't let her deliver a litter of wolfhound pups. And she took us to our own chamber. And poor Lord Robert could not go to bed until Martha was born.
The water's warm now.
Put it next to me.
Thank you, Alfred. What else can I do?
What else can I do?
Just stay with me.
Got it. Tell her another story.
I'd say for a year as bad as this one, we've managed quite well.
You lost your work, and then Martha almost got killed by that pig thief. You call that well?
We're going through hell.
I know. But we're still here for each other, aren't we? Holding together as a family. Us builders aren't carved out of measly wood. Never were.
You expect a lump of granite to come falling from my legs?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, it's something to mold and to build, isn't it? Hold her.
Oh, your hands are cold.
I could warm them for you.
No, stay here, please.
Just breathe hot air.
It's not long now. Be ready.
I don't have any gloves. None of this is sterile. Keep talking.
I am proud of you.
I feel so weak.
You'll make it. You're a strong woman. That's why I love you so much.
Two of a kind, eh?
She's losing too much blood.
I'm sorry that I kept quiet all day. I didn't want anyone to worry.
It's all right.
The day was hard enough on everyone without me complaining.
I know. But we will get through this.
It's coming! Help me, Tom!
Hi, Martha.
It's coming!
I can see it.
Oh!
It looks horrible.
Oh.
He's perfect. A perfect boy.
Bloody heck. It's a boy.
You're still bleeding.
It's all right. It will stop soon.
How do I
Tom.
know that?
Yes?
Thank you for being my midwife.
You're welcome.
Do you remember the night I came to you? In your lodge? When you were working on my father's church?
Of course. How could I ever forget?
I never regretted giving myself to you. Never. For one moment. Every time I think of that night, I feel so glad.
Me too.
She's not gonna live, is she? They're two in love.
I hope you build your cathedral.
I thought you were against it.
I was. But I was wrong. You deserve something beautiful. Build a beautiful cathedral. For me.
I don't like how you're saying it. Oh.
Papa, what's wrong with her face?
Agnes. Agnes, wake up.
This is heavy. You only just started this game, but... I want to complain so much that it's too heavy, but it's also working for the time period, because things were just bad. I got goosebumps all over me. I don't want them. Get them off. Daily entertainment and Bastille Lube. This is what we're getting. A game by Matt Kempke, Kevin Mintz, executive producer Karsten Feckelman, producer Kaspar Michael, Simon Glundewald, Manuel de Vollenwald. I don't know these names. I'm just trying to lighten the mood. Lighten the mood. Make fun. I can't pronounce names. See, Mac based on the novel The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. Oh. It's like Tom Clancy's The Division, where they give credit to the author. Good on them. I can already tell this is well made. This isn't your ordinary indie game. I don't even think I could call it that. This is something that is professional. This is holy crap. Oh, the start of a cathedral. The pillars of the earth. Or like the pillars of the community. You know, the churches are usually in the center. So everybody can be equally close to God. This is going to be fascinating. If it didn't do that, don't make me go through this again. I've got PTSD.
Mama.
This is
coming.
worse than last. This is worse than last time.
Help me, Tom!
None of these choices are fixing anything. I know it was common at the time, but it still happens today, women dying in childbirth. It's a dangerous thing, which is why we should appreciate every single woman on this planet for even having the ability to do such a thing. Give birth, not die during giving birth. I hope I'm saying things right. I'm just a man. I make mistakes. Like bringing my family into the wilderness for nothing but a stupid church. Assuming this game doesn't crash again, I think this is going to be fun. I'm a fan of history in general, kind of a history nut, and I tend to romance the past because I'm allowed to. I live in an era where I am allowed the free time to just daydream and imagine myself in different places without suffering the repercussions of not spending every waking moment of my life trying to work and survive. So I'm able to appreciate the other eras where that was commonplace as kind of an escape, which they more than likely did the same of their eras before them. It's just natural to dream of what was, then care about what is, and make the world more than what it is now, but what it could be. I don't know all that much about the 1100s Europe, or religion for that matter, so we're gonna learn a lot. No whammy, no whammy. Okay, what you did. You want your cathedral to bring hope. You were hesitant to accept just any job the bishop might offer. You were forgiving of Alfred's behavior. You struggled to support Agnes during childbirth. You found information about Tom's past. I wonder if this is going to carry over and be important. Oh. You struggled to support Agnes during childbirth. Did I? I was kind of just, because the game crashed and I wanted to hurry up and get through this, I didn't exactly pick everything I did exactly like last time. So I may have screwed that up, or that may have been destined. I'm not sure. But I wonder if the story is going to be about the sun. Let's find out. And this is based on a novel, so it's bound to be dripping with atmosphere and dialogue. And the art, I already love it. Chapter 1. It's got sort of like a rough pencil-y kind of outline. The colors are nice and shaded. Shadows. Backgrounds are lovely.
The year of our Lord 1135 had come to an end. King Henry of England, son of William the Conqueror, had died. It was a time of poverty and death. In their despair, some had come to believe Christ and all his saints had gone to sleep, and that the pillars of the earth themselves had begun to crumble.
Kingsbridge, New Year's Day. Struck pony! Good pony. My little pony.
Is there no one to welcome us?
Who goes there?
Oh,
You just crossed the bridge, right?
do I have to pay a toll to the troll?
That'll be a farthing for you and a penny for your horse.
I knew it.
Monks and villagers don't have to pay a toll.
Sorry, I'm not good at this. I told Brother Paul. It's not easy doing the Lord's work when you're hungry.
I'm gonna give him cheese.
It is not much, but I can share this with you.
It's Gouda. Taste it. You took the whole thing. The cloth still smells a bit of cheese that was wrapped in it. You're supposed to take a bite, not the whole thing. It's my cheese.
I hope now it will be easier for you to fulfill your duties.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
I'm a kind soul.
Will you take care of my horse, brother? I have come to see Prior James.
Prior James? That's him the bells are tolling for. Leave the horse here. I'll get it down to the priory later. Fish should go nicely with that cheese.
What? Why are they ringing the bells?
Don't you know? The devil has come to Kingsbridge.
I'm bald. I know it's supposed to be like that.
Devil has come to Kingsbridge?
What does that mean? Philip's Bible. You can use Philip's Bible on objects to find out what the Bible tells Philip about them, or use it on people to discuss matters of faith. Hey, I'm going to hold this up like a magnifying glass. Tell me, O wise Bible, what does it mean? I mean, I guess if you're of that deep religious faith, you would look to Bible for all your answers. What's 2 plus 2? Quickly, open the Bible.
Oh, SuperBook. Well, I was afraid to look. SuperBook. Oh, SuperBook.
What does it mean? I don't know. Just a comment on Tom's love and affection for the craft of building. It was kind of a lost art because The Greeks were masters at architecture, despite not having the tools or even too much of the written word, but they knew enough that they had to make everything perfect. Like when they were building the Acropolis, like all the pillars are actually not completely vertical. I don't know all the technical terms correctly. That actually, if they continued ever upward indefinitely, they would eventually all meet in the middle with one another, because they weren't perfect, but yet they still held. And so even this feels like it's really old, or the 1100s. It took a really long time for the stuff of the lost civilizations to actually start to be reproduced in these eras. So when you think of the Dark Ages, like, they were dark because everyone was kind of stupid and filthy and plague-ridden, not because we needed time for an enlightenment per se. We just needed to remember things, not learn new things. Toll hut. Usually Brother Paul sits here. Where is Paul? Paul! Reminder not to stray from the right path. Yeah, it looks like someone fell through the ice. Probably didn't want to pay the toll. No, I don't want to go there yet. I want my cheese. Cheese and rice! Pet the pony. Nobles come only on holidays. Wouldn't come if it wasn't for the cathedral. You could credit religion for a whole lot of the art and the structure and the history of our world, but it's not the determining factor. Artists go where the money is, and the churches had all the money and power, and that's how all those things were created. It's not because religion is the force through which the artists gave us these gifts. It's because they were the moneylenders. So you can't say religion gave us the arts. They gave the money to make the arts. If the money had been somewhere else, other arts would have been made. That doesn't detract from the beauty of the chapels, cathedrals, stained glass. Love stained glass. Beautiful stuff. It's just not 100% cause and effect. Correlation is not causation, per se. Not a lot of upkeep around here.
Locked.
Dude, you could run fast. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Whee! Many of Priory's servants gone. Village almost deserted. Priory couldn't pay them.
Hello? I'm sure there was someone moving behind a window. But most houses are empty.
Perhaps it was just a shadow. He's like a sliding piece on a game board. That's hilarious. So the devil has come. What the devil has happened here? Yeah, we're not that far. Kingsbridge. The dark times. A lot to look at. Let's explore the world. Like I said, lightning struck it, and so now they've lost faith in the church. They should have just had a lightning rod. Lightning actually moves from the ground up, not from the sky down. So what it does is it causes the lightning to collect in that area, and it dissipates it so that it doesn't actually go as a striking force of energy that would destroy everything. Prior James. Oh. Does that mean he's taking wealth that he shouldn't? He's too fanciful.
It's locked.
Why is everything locked? You're supposed to be open to the masses. God be with you. Those are things not to contemplate, my dear son. Only God knows. And yes, you are filled with sin. Then again, if you don't sin, Jesus died for nothing. So let's party like it's 11:35. Door to the cloister. Is that a type of seafood? Hey, where are you going?
When he opened the sixth seal, I looked, and behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth. The moon became like blood, and the stars of the sky fell to the earth as the fig tree sheds its winter fruit when shaken by a gale.
Okay, time to go actually meet the person I'm supposed to run into. Oh, the place is in shambles.
Thou shalt not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the pestilence that walketh in darkness. the pestilence that rode in on the lightning that struck our cathedral 4 years ago? Did you not all feel its presence here ever since? James did, and I did as well. But the Lord says, because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. Our beloved Prior James has served the Lord all his life. He shall be delivered from the darkness, from this dark earth.
Hi.
Prior James?
Philip.
Francis?
Shh.
What?
For many years, James has been our prior. After the upcoming election, I vow to lead Kingsbridge Priory with the same steady hand. Amen.
Actually, there were 3 men. They were all wise. I guess you don't read much. I don't think he likes me.
Philip, we told your brother you'd come to Kingsbridge New Year's Day.
I did not expect to see you here.
I was on my way back to Gloucester and wanted to see you.
A priest working in the world of politics. You must tell us about it, Francis.
Of course.
And his brother a prior of what now? 2 years?
It's been 4 years, Cuthbert.
I see. How are things in St. John in the Forest, Philip?
Oh, I better not be rude.
Our little cell is happy and healthy.
Happy and healthy. Thanks to your brother, Francis, St. John in the Forest is prospering. His novices are obedient, his monks humble and pious, while our own priory is in such a sorry state.
You know James did the best he could. It was not his fault. Also, they make a remarkable cheese in St. John's. Come by the kitchen later to see us, will you?
Got any cheese? Sort of gave mine away. You know, if you didn't wear hats all the time, you wouldn't get that weird bald spot.
Brother Cuthbert seemed upset.
Well, we all are. The way James died was disturbing.
Disturbing? How did Prior James die?
7 days ago, Brother Remigius found James's room empty. We all looked for him for hours. Then we found his footprints by the bridge and a hole in the ice.
Oh, no.
No.
In the small hours of Christmas Day, he must have walked out on the river. We didn't even find his body. The river took him, and the cold.
I will pray for James. See me when you have time, Philip. I will be in the cathedral.
Pray until something happens, right?
And I should go and see how Brother Cuthbert is doing. It's good to see you, Philip. Maybe things will get better after the chapter elects the new prior.
Hopefully. I will come by the kitchen later, Milius.
He was murdered. What is Francis doing here, and where is he?
So what do you think it means?
Is he your brother, or your brother?
I don't know.
Brother?
Is that him? It must be.
I can hear you! Reprimand for talking loudly. I ain't gonna be mean.
You look like you want to ask me something.
You are Philip of Gwynedd?
Yes, but you can call me Brother Philip.
You see? Told you he wouldn't mind. Yes. Now ask him.
What's up, bro?
How about you ask him?
I already asked Brother Andrew.
That doesn't count. He wouldn't answer. Of course it counts. He was angry with me.
If you promise to lower your voices from now on.
Oh, of course. We promise. Brother Milius told us you know the scripture very well. Could you tell us about God's temple? Brother Andrew wouldn't tell us. Must be a place. A cathedral. That's probably what the guest master was talking about.
Why would he
If you
tell
do
you?
something to a cathedral, it would be a sin.
Andrew wouldn't tell you. Why?
He got very angry with us. We had to say the Lord's Prayer 150 times.
Each of us is God's temple, for he created us.
Yeah, your body is a temple, right?
The guest master said Prior James destroyed God's temple. And that he'll go to hell.
Kill. For a self-murderer. It was murder.
Prior James did not commit suicide.
But no one saw him that night. No one knows.
God knows. God knows what sent him running out onto the ice.
They say the devil was chasing him. Don't say his name.
I have seen brave men run, for many reasons. Never have I seen the devil. So we should not make room for him, neither here nor in our hearts. All right?
Yes, Brother Philip. Thank you, Brother Philip.
Mephisto walks among us. Yeah, I think he was murdered. So your body's a temple, which is why you're supposed to
again,
not
we're all
self-harm or do anything unsightly. You keep it covered, stuff like
Because-
that. But if we start modifying our
Because God
bodies,
created us in his
putting in
image.
electronics, then the human body
That's
is no
why we can
longer an
operate
image of
it.
sanctity, then is it?
This priory is so much bigger than our small cell in the forest.
Map of Kingsbridge, Priory, 1136. I was in there for a year. No, this is open map. Uh-huh. This is a lot. Okay. What am I supposed to be doing next? Horses! Pet the pony. My mind is not 100% with Philip right now, because I'm still thinking about everything that went on in the woods. How does that going to relate to this? I am already emotionally scarred. I can't take no more. Almost empty. Nothing here is in order. Is this where we put pennies?
The flock uses holy water as if it could cure any illness. The scripture only mentions it as a means to find out if a woman lay with a man that is not her husband. But the water gives people hope and faith. Who could argue with that?
So that's what holy water is for? You just waterboard the woman? It's like, did you sleep with that man? Did you sleep with that man? That's probably not how they do it. Yeah, that's the thing about scripture. And the why there's so many different sects of religion. Not sex. Sorry, I'm thinking about that woman. Did you sleep with? No, that's why there's too many different versions of even the same religion, because you can interpret it any way you want. They call it the living word because it changes meaning all the time. No, it's just they didn't write it well. They left it too nuanced, too glorified. They needed to write down it all accurately. 2 + 2 does not equal bread and fish.
The Lord is my light.
Religious history is also very interesting because it's so woven in the tapestry of everyday history that you just can't ignore it. I can't see anything behind this stupid wooden thing. Did I blow out the candle? Well, I would hate for the place to catch on fire and ruin all of this glory. Can I
The
take
Lord
candle?
is my light.
Oh, you won't let me take the candle. So you say the Lord is my light. So I ain't taking this one. Let there be Darkness. Darkness!
Darkness!
Sorry. There's too much depth. Empty. Body wasn't found. No, I could read.
And he said to them, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven.
Man.
Oh God, is this a sign? Then where did he fall?
Fascinating. Very fascinating. The scripture is a wonderful work of literacy. Literacy? Prose? I don't know. Bro? So you're actually brother? Let me read the Bible about you.
I wonder, Francis, how much of your work is related to our Lord?
All of it. But Earl Robert is not a pious man. I try to guide him as best I can, but I cannot change what he has me writing or reading.
I'm a pious man. I fight for the Lord. I would cut you, but I don't want your sweat on my sword.
I'm happy to see you, little brother.
It's good to see you too, Philip. Your hair is starting to get a bit grey.
Yours isn't. At least in this one case, I will be the one to boldly charge ahead of you.
You've always been bold. You just don't admit it to yourself.
Francis, what are you doing here?
King Henry is dead.
I know. Word reached St. John's shortly before I left.
First the king, and now Prior James.
Both of these can be true. The devil.
The devil has come to Kingsbridge.
What?
Just something I heard. Something foolish.
And yet, these are dark times indeed. King Henry's death caused quite a commotion in the world of politics. There will be war.
Francis' note, Rivalry for the Throne, Part 1. So much to read. Francis' note about late King Henry, Empress Maud and King Stephen, Part 1, dated 1st of January, 1136. Wasn't King Stephen the king in Sleeping Beauty? Sorry, squirrel. For many years, our late King Henry had been without an heir. His only legitimate son, as well as several other relatives, had drowned while crossing the English Channel one night in 1120. Finally, his daughter, Maud, gave birth to a boy. It was Henry's last wish that his infant grandson would continue his reign as Henry II once the boy came of age. Until that day, his mother, the daughter of the king, would rule in his place. Despite being the rightful heir to the throne, Empress Maud is viewed unfavorably by most of the Norman overlords. The reason is Maud's marriage to Geoffrey of Anjou. The county of Anjou and the Duchy of Normandy had been rivals for a long time. A rivalry that is now about to become a war. Take place right here in England, for Maud's cousin Stephen of Blois has now crossed the channel from Normandy and taken the throne by force. I think I would like to know if this is all referencing real stuff, because otherwise I would really lose interest quickly in these documents. What a face. It looks like someone made him out of melting chocolate. I'm here. I help.
If only we could stop the suffering.
Maybe we can. I came not just to meet you.
Oh?
I was sent to look for a messenger of my lord, Earl Robert.
Here? In Kingsbridge?
Farmers said the messenger was heading for Kingsbridge 2 weeks ago. The knight was carrying a confidential document that might change the course of the conflict. People here trust you. Maybe the monks here know something?
We will find him.
One more thing. No one can know why we're looking for the knight.
Ooh. Gossip. Who knows something about Francis' missing knight? A clue. I need to put more cheese in this. Stupid crow. So their last prior was definitely murdered because it washed away all the evidence. And now a knight who was bringing a letter that's going to change the course of this war that's coming because of the death of the king is missing. He's supposed to be here. At least this is well kept. What am I looking at? Guest master of a pious man. Too early to retire. I only just got the job. Kind of weird that the character is so tiny on the screen sometimes that I have no idea what he's doing.
There is no one in there.
I need cheese. Jesus.
Philip.
Brother Milius.
Oh, I thought I was about to leave.
Come.
Like, oh, you're right here.
Warm yourself by the oven.
Is that Philip? Tell him to warm himself by the oven.
Thank you, Brother Cuthbert.
Oh, God. It's like I was in the room with my dad. Didn't hear a thing going on, but still said what everybody else did. Where do you keep your cheese? Too nice a pot for a monk. What does that mean? Can we snatch it?
Milius, why do you keep a beautiful pot like this around?
Oh, it reminds me that we should strive for order and beauty. I started collecting some seeds and nuts because I wanted to start a new garden.
A good idea.
I never got around to collecting more, though. If you find some, let me know.
Side quest?
The knight doesn't seem to be around here.
Asking the pot of seeds about the knight. He doesn't seem to be around here. Let me empty the bowl and check. Yeah, they're supposed to live like a modest life. So having shiny things, even as plain as a pot, is sort of against the grain. Oh, he's putting a whole bunch of salt in the cavities of the fish in order to preserve it. Because salt keeps away bad bacteria and germs and stuff, but it also wicks away moisture, so it might be a slight drying and preservation of the fish.
Hard at work, as usual, Milius?
I have to serve salt fish 6 times a week now.
We hear you have fresh fish every day at your cell in the forest.
Every other day, we even have poultry.
You have done wonderful work at St. John's, Philip. We, on the other hand, had a weak prior for 13 years. May the Lord rest his soul. What you worked hard for at St. John's is wasted here in the mother house.
Well, don't say that.
After the election, the new prior ought to put things right.
Remigius, put things right.
Maybe we underestimate Remigius.
He's about to burn all the books and documents in the prior's room.
What?
Including the priory's ledgers.
Why?
Remigius says James asked for everything to be burnt after his death, except for his Bible.
What? Without the ledgers, the priory's finances will be beyond saving.
There's something wrong about that. Something, they're cooking the books. The prior found out, and the prior went and took a dip in the river.
Was no one else nominated?
Only Cuthbert.
I refused. I'm too old.
No one else dares to follow in Prior James's footsteps.
But if he was weak, they can only do better, right? Instead, the new one's going all Fahrenheit 451.
Not since he began talking to the devil.
What?
What?
That's what I said.
One day, he started talking to the devil, as if they were standing side by side.
Go on, don't pause on that.
He was bargaining with the devil for his soul, whispering about his sins.
Oh.
His sins?
Was he helping cook the books and he couldn't take it anymore? And so he was silenced?
Did you see a knight in Kingsbridge?
You mean, aside from the nobles attending the Christmas service? No, I don't remember any knights visiting us.
Okay. Stuff your fillets.
We'll talk more later.
I kind of hope there's some mysticism in this game. Just so that something magical can happen. Like we duel with the devil.
You keep everything nice and tidy around here, Milius?
It's not easy. This morning, one of my ladles broke. That's never a good sign. Everything is falling apart.
It's going to be our job to save this cathedral. And hopefully Tom Builder will show up. Tom the Builder. Can he fix it? Yes, he can.
Brother Cuthbert.
Ah, we were waiting for you. I hope you brought some of that wonderful cheese you make at St. John's.
I did, but I gave it away.
I gave it to one of your novices.
Why would you do that?
He said it's not easy doing the Lord's work when you're hungry.
Greedy brother Marcus.
You are too trusting, Philip.
What?
Has there been a night to Kingsbridge recently?
Milius, wasn't there a poor soul found dead before Christmas?
I don't know if he was a knight.
He was put to rest in the cemetery.
The cemetery? That was the right thing to do.
What happened to his belongings?
Brother Cuthbert, you seem worried.
Prior James was a kind man, but the priory is in a terrible state, Philip.
Philip knows. He was just too kind to say anything.
Yes, I know. I wanted to use my New Year's visit to talk with Prior James about these matters.
We should be rich. The priory has much land and collects from many parish churches. But we are in debt. Our novices steal from us, Philip.
I don't know if it's the novices. I think it might be higher up.
The novices are stealing?
Yes, someone took my keys. Remigius blames me for losing them. But someone used them to steal food from the cellar, more than once. Today I found something missing again.
I might want to look into Remigius.
Let us continue another time, Brother Cuthbert.
Of course.
I'm getting a sense of what this game is now. And it's definitely a lot. This is going to be a long Let's Play, people.
Ah, wonderful.
I always put some extra stones on the stove to warm up water. Put one in your pocket, and you'll keep warm.
Oh?
Smart.
Ouch.
Careful, they're hot.
It's like we put stones in a bed warmer. I'm going to ask the fire.
The knight doesn't seem to be around here.
No, because they didn't burn him.
Ouch.
Don't do that, you'll burn your fingers off.
I was trying to see if I could switch to the cloth and use the cloth. Ha! It worked! The stone is still hot. Perfect to keep warm on cold winter days.
Nice and warm, and I didn't burn my hands, Milius.
I knew you could do it.
Condescension. I don't approve. I've not had the guts to take the guts out of the fish. Like, I had some whole frozen fish in the freezer for like maybe 2 years because I just could not look it in the eyes and remove its eyes. I just couldn't. Okay, let's go see about the house of the prior. It's probably still locked. Oh, that's new. Someone in the graveyard. Actually, it's a cemetery. It's a cemetery if it's outside of a church. The door is unlocked.
I asked not to be disturbed.
Brother Remigius, I'm sorry I interrupted your service.
You mean Prior James's service?
Quite so. I heard he fell through the ice. Horrible.
Yes. I was the one who found his rosary by the river. Now let me continue my work.
Remigius, did you know that it's called a cemetery when it is next to a church, but it's called a graveyard if there is no church in sight? I just thought I should tell you that because I don't think you know what you're doing.
Why would Prior James walk out onto the river at night?
He was chased.
Chased? By whom?
The accuser.
Ronan?
But why would the devil be chasing him?
Better to not get involved in all this. Hmm? Don't you have your own priory cell to run?
I ran it well. So I ran all the way here to deal with you. Don't know if I should ask him about the night.
You really believe the devil killed the prior?
Some of the brothers do, and I respect their beliefs. We may never know what happened, and that's that. Now let me get back to my work.
Yeah, this is prior the Pinkerton Detective Agency when people actually found out you could solve murders. But I'll give it a chance for good old Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Did a knight come to Kingsbridge within the last few weeks?
Of course. Even the bishop and the earl were here for the Christmas service. I held the sermon.
And the week before?
That week I was not here. Andrew Sacrist and I travelled to Shiring to hire cooks and buy food for our guests.
I see.
I'd rather stay and look for fingerprints or the devil in the details.
Brother Arnaldus, how are you?
Not long for this world, I think.
Huh? What?
How are you? Are you well?
Oh, Brother Philip. Yes, I am well. It's just that the dead won't stay in the ground.
Ooh.
What?
The dead.
Draugr?
It's probably those badgers always digging up the graves.
Oh. You need to dig them 6 feet so that they're not close enough to the surface to be brought back from the dead. The novice I met at the bridge. Both should be working or studying the Bible. Which is work. Where's my cheese?
My father gave the priory a good deal of land to keep me fed. I won't eat salted fish all day.
Me neither.
Shall we go into the cellar again tonight?
Yes, Brother Marcus. You still have old Cuthbert's keys?
Indeed I do. I hid them right in the church. Stuffed them in the large crack in the wall.
I could do some crack stuffing myself.
What? Ew.
I bet you could.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but ew! They hid Cuthbert's keys in the crack of the cathedral, which I thought was interesting. God was telling me something. The Bible wanted me to know about the crack. The Kraken. You guys need to learn that loose lips sink ships. The fool wasn't hungry. He was just upset that all he had to eat was salted fish. You guys are still confused, huh?
Why
Yeah, loud monk seems to be a theme going on here.
Why do we create temples
I'll be in here.
if we are the temple?
Adrian Monk is on the case.
The novice said he hid the keys in here.
Smart.
They're here. I have them.
Did you hear that, brother? Unlock most of the doors and gates in this priory.
This brother Marcus really did steal Cuthbert's keys.
I might as well hold on to them for a little bit. It's actually kind of a smart place to put them, because if everybody was afraid of the devil's lightning strike, then it would stay away from the area of damage, which would be there. Which means those two aren't believing these shenanigans. They're causing them themselves. Oh, brother, where art thou?
Thank you for your help.
How could I not help you? You're my little brother.
I knew I could rely on you.
Right. Not that I don't mind all the brotherly love, but where are all the sisters? Should there be a nunnery around here? We've got the keys. There was a locked door Down by the river? Yeah, sink me into it. I'm liking the puzzle-ish side to this already.
Brother Paul?
Philip.
Oh.
Ouch. Oh.
I care about this guy. Give the hot stone to Paul? Yes, I will.
Here, Paul.
Oh. Ouch. Oh. A hot stone. Ah.
You can keep it.
It's a mercy, Philip. Thank you.
Remigius should give you a fire, or not have you sit here at all.
I don't really mind. Winter is bound to end sometime. Philip, if you ever run into trouble with Remigius, be careful to answer him. Do not stay silent.
Silent?
Nothing makes him angrier than someone who doesn't answer. He becomes weak and defensive. It's not fitting for a sub-prior, let alone prior.
Now I know how to annoy him.
What's wrong with your foot, Brother Paul?
Oh, just a chilblain. It will ease when the spring comes, and the hot stone really helps, Philip.
You should have a fire.
It's all right. It's not that cold.
Don't take it lightly. Many will die this winter for lack of food or shelter.
Remigius thinks the Lord is testing us. Only the sinners perish.
No, the poor perish, and those that he has freezing out here.
Don't say anything to Remigius, will you? If he thinks I've been complaining, he'll be displeased.
I've got to do something about this. But I like Philip so far. He's a kind but inquisitive character. He doesn't take anything at face value. He tries to find multiple values.
Have you heard about a knight in Kingsbridge?
A knight? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes. He was just lying by the road, just a mile away from the priory. He must have fallen from his horse.
Where is he now?
He died. We buried him in the cemetery.
Did he have a name? Did he say anything?
Oh, he could not speak. But the look in his eyes told me he was afraid. I held his hand and prayed with him while he died.
Did the knight have anything with him?
There was a letter. I gave it to Prior James. Remigius will probably burn it with the rest of James's papers. James insisted that all his books and documents shall be burnt after his death, except for his Bible.
I heard about this. I think that would be unwise.
Sometimes I wonder if it was because of that letter. A few days later, Prior James fell through the ice. Right here, Philip. Maybe I brought a curse on Kingsbridge.
I want to think with my brain, not my book.
How could a letter bring harm?
The word of God brings salvation. But what if the devil took to writing? What then?
Then you'd have some amazing heavy metal bands, probably. It's probably in the prior's room. Prevent documents from being burnt. That letter had to be something important. It got James killed. And now, Reginald whatever, the other guy, he's got it now. I still think he was cooking the books. And now he wants to cook the books to hide the evidence. Anyway, this way. I've got a key.
This priory is so much bigger than our small cell in the forest.
Map of Kingsbridge Priory, 1136. Did it get expanded upon? I can't really tell. Okay, this was the only other locked door I came across. Excuse me for being sheepish.
Locked?
Yes, but I've got a key. What's hiding in here? Mysteries? Yet another secret. Words carved into wood in an old mill, found in January 1136. Brothers, I have to leave. I have not found God to be here with you. The cane of Subprior Remigius shall never again hit my back. Never again. Maybe I shall find God elsewhere. Thomas, September 1134.
To repair this, it will need more than my faith.
I like you. You're not too heaven-bound to your books to see that some other actions need to be taken. I do think we mustn't stray too far from the book, though, being at the 1100s, because some of the older gents probably need to hear the good word once in a while just to maintain themselves. You know, this is their livelihood, so you've got to embrace it. Ah, there is a direction over here. I'm sleuthing.
Isn't it almost arrogant to try and build a greater temple?
All entrances and exits lead back to this place. Don't mind me. I'm just going to be in the background.
We need to eat too.
Hey, guys. Guys.
We come together here.
You're very loud.
Pilgrims donate.
What am I looking at? I think it's just a depth perception problem. It's showing me the courtyard and it's showing me them, and it's making me think there's something else over there. Must prevent the books from being burnt.
What we have to ask ourselves is, can our Saint Adolphus still protect Kingsbridge in these dark times?
He couldn't protect Prior James. Ever since that lightning struck the cathedral, he wasn't the same.
When you take over my position as sacrist, you should implore the bishop to send us a new relic. By then I'll be sub-prior. The new prior and I will support you in this.
But the lightning was loud, and it really sent the message. Something to worship, I guess?
A new relic might also attract more pilgrims.
Philip of Gwynedd, I wanted to talk to you. How dare you disturb Brother Remigius' requiem?
Here I was being nice.
I'm afraid the choir is waiting for me.
Stay, brother. There's no reason you shouldn't hear what Philip has to say for himself.
I beg your forgiveness.
I beg your forgiveness. I was overwhelmed when I heard Prior James passed.
You should know better. I'm sure at St. John's you're a good prior, but here we adhere to the rules.
Better to ask forgiveness than permission? It's also good if you run into conflict. Like, if someone wants to hurt you, like you did something to them, and you know you really didn't, just say you're sorry. Immediately diffuses the situation. Even if you are right and they are dead wrong, say you're sorry.
I'm looking for a document that was in the possession of Prior James.
How does that relate to my tasks? Talk to Remigius.
I don't want to. He's suspicious.
You mentioned a new prior.
The election will be held in a few days, when we all convene for the chapter meeting.
How's an election if there's only one person?
Let us continue this conversation later.
Of course. There's a lot of planning for me to do for the upcoming election.
It's fake. There's no other people to object. It's not an election, it's an erection. Oh, sorry, I probably shouldn't say that word in the house of God. It's saluting the troops.
There was something. He's right.
Huh? What's going on in here?
Stop it. Concentrate.
There it was again.
Are you practicing witchcraft? Can I join? Oh, no, that's the choir. Consult the Bible.
When I am afraid, I put my trust in you. In God I trust. I shall not be afraid. What can flesh do to me?
Well, sticks and stones break my bones.
But Adolphus is not of flesh. Oh, God. What was that?
Talking.
Oh, they heard me say that.
Are you sure you heard something?
That's cool.
Yes, I'm sure.
I used to do that for fun. Randomly open the book, the good book, point out stuff.
You seem troubled, brother.
They won't sing.
It's Adolphus.
There was nothing, believe me.
I heard him crying in the crypt. I think I heard him too.
No, you are mistaken.
It sounded like a whip, like he was chastising himself. It's the end of days.
Kinky.
Brother Philip, please help me. Prove to them that there is nothing and no one down there.
Just point it. Just point it out. Where is it? Dude's got an eye twitch. He's tired of all these young bucks. Yeah, the Bible's kind of like a really fun fortune cookie. You just flip through the pages, you point out a phrase, and it either works for you or it doesn't. Here Adolphus sleeps forever until he would be raised. So what? He was down here just whipping it good.
Let's see what we can find. No reason to be afraid. Hello?
Ugh. What? Huh? It looks like a bird wearing a coat. Huh? Ugh.
What is that?
Stupid bird. At least I hope you're a bird. I changed my mind about the supernatural stuff.
What is that? It's the size of a child. Hello?
Huh.
Oh. An owl. Just an owl.
Whew.
The choir will be relieved to know that. I should tell them.
Yeah, owls get mistaken for things all the time. It's because they got the two forward-facing eyes.
The brothers did hear something after all.
Yep. Saint Adolphus. 49 martyrs of Cordoba.
The saint rests in peace.
Forever and eternity. Goodbye, Mr. Hoot Hoot.
There is no need to worry, brothers. Adolphus is resting in peace. It was just an owl.
I told you it was nothing.
God bless you, Brother Philip.
I knew I heard something.
Now, be silent, concentrate, and...
The blonde one looks a little bit like Alfred, but I don't think so. Sorry, I'm still trying to connect a prologue to what just happened here. Prevent the documents from being burned. I guess we're going to have to talk to dear old Reginald, what was his name again? I think I should give the keys back, but I'm not going to, because they're going to come in handy.
What is it? Can you not see that I'm working?
Brother Regigigas, I want to see the papers.
I would like to take a look at Prior James's documents.
And why is that, Brother Philip?
Well, our little cell has given much to the Mother House. I would like to ensure that all is accounted for.
So you do not trust us, Philip, is that it?
The state of this priory...
The state of this priory is the concern of the Prior of Kingsbridge.
I still would like to see the prior's documents.
They will be burned tonight.
I heard about that.
It was Prior James's last wish. I'm following his request.
But the new prior will be lost without the ledgers and contracts.
After the election, I'll be the new prior.
For now, you are not. Only the chapter meeting can decide on these matters.
Of course. Brother Andrew will surely understand why you would go against James's last request.
The sacrist must organize a chapter meeting to save Prior James's documents. Well, since he didn't write anything down, and it's just your word, how did he know that he was going to die all of a sudden? Hey, I'm going to go walk for a stroll, Christmas. If I don't come back in like 5 minutes, burn everything. That sounds actually very suspicious. It's like, if I'm not back in 5 minutes, delete my browser history.
If you really want to be of help, look for Brother Cuthbert's keys. He's getting old, misplacing them all the time.
Well, do I have a magic trick for you? Here you go.
Brother Marcus stole Cuthbert's keys.
Brother Marcus. I will deal with him. You were right to report this to me. Theft is something we cannot take lightly.
He stole the keys, and he stole my cheese. Tattletale. Well, if it was in confession, I didn't do anything bad, did I? You keep this confidential, right? And you would think someone who appreciates works such as the Bible would appreciate the written word and maintaining it for the future generations. You're just deleting a lot of this, like, sex history. S-E-C-T-S, not S-E... Were you unfaithful? Sorry.
About the keys that were stolen by Brother Marcus.
I will deal with him. You were right to report this to me.
I guess I'll hold on to them.
About the chapter meeting.
Oh. Talk to Brother Andrew. He will be just as pleased as me to have you around. Now leave.
I don't think you mean that. I don't think you want me here. God be with you. Feliz Navidad. Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Can I show them the keys?
The keys will not be of much help.
Like, look what I found. Jingle, jingle, jingle. How about the book?
It's not the time to consult scripture.
And with that, we can agree. It would be lost on them.
Cuthbert, I believe I found your keys.
Where did you find them?
The thief hid them in the cathedral.
That is a sacrilege. Will you report the thief to Remigius, Brother Philip?
I already have.
Keep them until we know what to do, will you?
Gladly. Can I ask you about the letter just in case?
I'm looking for a document that was given to Prior James.
It's probably in the prior's room, then.
It's my priority.
I will leave you to your work.
I will leave you to yours.
Brother Andrew.
What is it now?
Figure go talk to the other guy who didn't like me.
We can't allow Prior James's books to be burned.
That, Philip, was Prior James's wish.
This priory is in debt. And without the ledgers and documents, that will never change. Besides, the wisdom in his books is priceless.
It is not up to you to make decisions in this priory, Brother Philip.
This guy looks like he needs to be slapped with the Holy Bible.
Do not domineer over those in your charge, but be an example to the flock.
1 Peter chapter 5. You are right. You shall argue your case in front of the brothers in a chapter meeting today.
Thank you, Brother Andrew.
When I'm done here, I will tell all the monks to come to the chapter house.
Would it help if I went and told some of them?
Feel free to do that. But I insist that the choir finishes practicing before we start. They're already behind schedule.
In order to save Prior James documents, all brothers need to attend the meeting. Excellent. I admire this. They're trying to keep it all together, even though it's all falling apart. You know, you gotta respect what came before you. Let me out. I want to put it behind me. Yo, kids, we're having a meeting. No? Okay, I guess you're not allowed. Only men. Grow up, lose some hair, then you can join us. Man, the music and atmosphere in this game is nice. I don't even know if I can call it a game. It's something else. It's interactive, but it's visually pleasing. Kind of reminds me of sort of Flash animation, you know, where some of the movements seem a little bit like mathematically calculated. Just like their facial expressions and the way they sort of move and warp a little bit.
Milius, may I have a word with you?
What can I do for you, Brother Philip?
I guess you're not allowed in.
I have to go.
Not you either.
You know where to find me.
All these brothers look the same. Who's supposed to be in the meeting? Man, look at how big and bold that sky is in the background. And the mountains. This game does a good job of depicting depth and allowing you to move through it.
No need to lock the guest house.
Oh, guest house. Okay. Wait, can I lock doors? Okay, everybody. You're staying inside today. Road to Gloucester. Gloucester. That's that sauce that you put on beef, right? Gloucester sauce?
And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. And it was so.
That's presumptuous. Do you think the plants want to be eaten? What of their lives, huh? Vegetarians are a plight on this earth. Plants can't even get up and fight. I honestly don't know who I'm looking for to invite to this meeting. Okay, I guess you're not invited either. I'm running out of people. I guess I should talk to the Prior Regigigas. I'm only half joking, I swear. I cannot remember his proper name until I actually run into him again. Remigius, that's it. I've run out of people. Who am I supposed to bring to this shindig?
The choir has finished singing. The cantor should find time now. Are you ready for the chapter meeting, Brother Philip? If you have any other business to take care of in Kingsbridge, do it now. The meeting could take a long time.
Well, I already made my rounds, whether I was supposed to or not.
The chapter meeting is more important.
New angle. I like to hear a dog barking in the distance. The wind.
And this is why Prior James's wish must not be honored. Kingsbridge Priory would be beyond saving without financial records.
I think we have all understood the reason for your concern, Brother Philip. But before we come to a decision, let us hear other voices of concern.
I would like to know why you would doubt the wisdom in Prior James's decision.
Satan!
Maybe you didn't know him as well as we did, Philip. I can say I knew him well. We all here knew him. So did you know him?
I ain't saying nothing.
What are you trying to achieve with your silence? You waste our time.
I say he knew him well.
Thank you.
James was the one who asked Philip to take care of St. John in the Forest.
One of the most prosperous cells in all of Shiring, if not England.
It was a wise decision then.
But his last wish was not. Well, was it? What are you waiting for? Answer me.
I ain't saying nothing. Silence is golden.
Your silence is offensive. You came to talk, so talk.
Prior James was a troubled man.
Yes, he left the priory in the dead of night.
God was testing Prior James.
And they failed.
I say the devil chased him. Do you doubt that? Do you doubt that, Philip? Surely you must have an answer. I know because Prior James confided in me.
I will let my defense do my talking for me. I'm lawyered up.
Maybe it wasn't the devil. We've never seen him.
Don't speak for him. He hasn't answered any of my questions.
The novices would be better advised not to speak up.
Philip is a good man. He was the only one to say I should have a fire.
But did he do anything besides talk?
Yes, he brought me a hot stone.
That's our Philip.
But why don't you tell us the real reason you have come before us? You not only came to save these books, you have another motivation, do you not?
I do.
We deserve the truth. What are your true intentions?
Buttoned up. Sorry, buddy.
Let me answer.
Ah, thank you, brother.
No. Why is he not answering any of my questions? Tell him, all of you, tell him to answer me.
Calm down, Remigius. Philip has said what he had to say.
Why is no one listening to me?
Look around you. This priory is in a sorry state. Please vote to save the prior's documents from the fire. It's the only way to help this priory.
I say we leave the decision not up to a vote, but to Remigius.
That is against the rules.
Is it? He will be our new prior in a few days. Cuthbert declined, do you not remember?
I remember well. And I say no one in Kingsbridge is better suited for prior than Remigius.
Oh, well, thank you, brother.
That's true.
Hear, hear.
I wonder why Cuthbert declined. Surely not.
That said, there is someone not from our priory, someone better suited. I nominate Philip of Gwynedd to be the new prior of Kingsbridge.
Yes! Suck it, Gargamel! Reginald, Remigius,
Obviously my choice.
What? Excellent choice.
I accept.
That's surprising.
Great idea.
Philip.
I vote for me.
Brother Philip, do you accept the nomination?
Can I say no? That would be funny. Like, no, it's that you have reached the end.
Thank you for your kind offer. But we would not want to impose on you, Brother Remigius.
Oh, but I insist. I will help you.
No, you really must not. We will see you later. Thank you. We don't have much time. Evening Mass will begin soon.
Should I not have accepted the nomination?
You've never been good at saying no. And Milius is right. Kingsbridge needs you.
What about St. John's?
I will ride there tomorrow. I will let them know you will be staying in Kingsbridge for a few days. Thanks to you, these documents and books will not be burned. Now, we have to find that letter.
Yeah.
You truly think the letter can help prevent a war?
If the message says what I think it says, then yes, I do.
Francis Note, Rivalry for the Throne, Part 2. Yeah, we better hurry before there's another lightning strike. Francis note about the late Francis notes about the late King Henry, Empress Maud, and King Stephen, Part 2, dated 1st of January, 1136. Our new King Stephen is supported by most of our... Why isn't it scrolling? Was there nothing to scroll? Hello? Hello? It won't scroll.
Now, let us look for the letter.
Do you know what the letter looks like?
Sorry, I don't.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, now it's scrolling. I don't know what that was about. Our new King Stephen is supported by most of our Norman overlords and even by the church. His younger brother Henry is Bishop of Winchester and one of the most important priests in all of England. He made Stephen swear an oath to preserve power, reserved power to the church, which had little influence on political affairs under King Henry. A good thing for the church and for us. The trouble is that my lord Earl Robert of Gloucester is one of the king's bastards. He wants to see his half-sister Maud on the throne, believing she would heavily rely on his guidance and advice during her reign. In the name of Empress Maud, he and his allies have formed a rebellion against King Stephen. Not long now, there will be war. So that is what we're trying to stop. And why can't Maud be on the throne? But I'm more of a fan of separation of church and state. Like, I think both religion and money should be kept out of politics, because it just muddies the waters. A Bible? What a mess. Disgraceful. Everything but his Bible burned, eh? But if his Bible was being burned too, they would have thought, it's the devil's idea.
Francis, I think I found it.
Bible. In the Bible?
Smart.
Revelations. The Apocalypse of St. John. And they called to the mountains and rocks. Fall on us and hide us from the face of him who is seated on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who can stand? The Lamb?
Jesus.
What was James afraid of? Was it this letter?
No, the letter is still sealed. Break the seal.
Okay. A letter. Smart. You hide important things in the Bible because you know people aren't going to toss that out willy-nilly. So it would have been saved. Letter dated December 18th, 1135. Robert of Gloucester sauce. Name the day and we will be ready to shed blood in the name of Empress Maud. I and my bondsmen will ride against Stephen of Blois. Blois? Blois. We do not start the war, but we shall unleash it. Stephen himself started it the day he betrayed King Henry's daughter and took her throne. He and those who swore loyalty to him. Bartholomew, Earl of Shilling.
Oh, this is it. You found it.
The Earl of Shiring is about to start a war.
Yes. He's made contact with my own master, Earl Robert of Gloucester.
Who is this King Stephen that has taken the throne?
A nephew of King Henry. Do you ever think of the day our parents died?
Francis, you know I don't like to talk of that.
I know. It's just that I think of them all the time. And I've always blamed King Henry. The church suffered under his rule as much as we did in Wales. Philip, you have to show this letter to the Bishop of Kingsbridge.
The Bishop of Kingsbridge? Why?
Our late King Henry was opposed to Rome's influence in England. King Stephen, on the other hand, swore to preserve the rights and privileges of the church, and we can help him if you tell the bishop to protect Stephen.
I kind of want Maud.
You want the bishop to help the new king, King Stephen?
I want a king who supports the church. I want these dark times to end. I want to stop the Earl of Shiring from starting a war. He could set the whole of England on fire. My lord the Earl of Gloucester can never know what I was doing here. You must not tell the truth about how or where you got this letter. Don't tell anyone I was involved.
I don't... Oh, I don't know about this. It's a little underhanded. And you could always just find new work elsewhere. Can't always be about the church. We need bakers and candlestick makers. This feels like an important decision, but I don't know how important decisions are because I could just say no and be like, I have to go anyway. Okay, let me remember what I read in that letter. Stephen is strange. He's taking over the throne temporarily. He supports the church, so Francis wants to influence that and prevent a war. War leads to death, but war inevitably leads to more prospering times and invention. I don't want the war, but I also don't see a reason why Maud really shouldn't be on the throne. I say nay, sir.
I have already lied for you. I will not do it again.
Lied? You didn't say a word, even when Remigius insisted.
I lied. I told everyone I just wanted to save Prior James's documents.
Not mentioning the letter was an act of diplomacy.
I'm not like you. I'm not a diplomat. I'm a simple monk. Who am I to talk to a bishop?
I don't like this game of chess, brother.
I cannot and will not do this.
I understand. I will ride to St. John's and tell your monks you will stay in Kingsbridge until the election. And then I must find a way to get this letter into the hands of the bishop.
Can't play politics here, buddy boy. This is hallowed ground. The Pillars of the Earth from the Ashes, Chapter 1. Philip, you helped Francis to uncover a conspiracy against the king. You were nominated to become prior of Kingsbridge. You did not agree to meet the bishop. Your brother is on his own. You reported Brother Marcus, the thief. You gave Brother Paul a hot stone and soothed his pain. Remigius lost his temper during the chapter meeting. He respects you. He does. You make me angry. That's why I think you're my friend. You found a message in the mill. Yeah, that is a bit of a bonus right there. The message. I hope that means something. But I'll tell you what this means. We're at the end of this video. I think I've been in it long enough. 1 chapter per video sounds doable. Plus, we also had the prologue at the beginning, so this one might run a little bit long, but either way, great first step into this world. I like it. It's kind of dark, it's gloomy, but there's hope, and I feel like with so many chapters ahead, we're really going to grow and learn about this world, because this came from a novel, which means there's probably going to be chef's kiss, depth, and story, character development. It's going to be a rich tapestry, pun intended. Anyway, look forward to the next one. I hope you stick around. This is going to be good because I like Philip as a character. He's just doing right. He leans into his faith when he needs to, and he leans into his mind when he needs to. And I think I've made the right choices as a man of faith so far. There hasn't been anything too divisive yet. But if this is just a small smackerel, small sample of what's to come, I'm in it for the long run. This is gonna be one heck of a Let's Play. And I hope all of you will be here with me. Like if you liked it, comment if you have something to say, subscribe if you want to see more. You know how YouTube works. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think, let me know what you want to see, and I will see all you dudes in the next one. Bye!